Good morning, this is Vicki.
And this is Jo.
And we're the Two Natural Ladies.
And we talk about the good news we all need and ways of getting the most out of life.
We help people with practical, uplifting ways we can all make a difference.
And we're striving for better, not perfect.
And we love a good laugh. Please enjoy the show. You're listening to the Two Natural Ladies, and we were talking about intentions and opening our hearts. And another thing I think that's really good to intend is no waste. Mm-hmm. Not as easy said as done. No. However, Anne Marie Bonneau, the zero waste chef who we've also interviewed, she certainly has found a way of doing it. And again, this was something that we have already talked about. And again, I thought, I just think we need to have a continuation discussion about this. So she says that it's important to look at the amount of food we waste, that not only do we waste the energy, transport costs, water and manpower in creating the food, once it's packed into landfill. And unfortunately, even though we've got composting and animals and lots of other ways of not having it end up in landfill, once it does, it's 84 times more potent than carbon dioxide. That's huge. Creates all this methane gas.
And we've been blaming the cows.
Oh. Yes, I know. And what I also loved that she said we have the power to do something about food waste. We can't stop the fossil fuel industry. We can, maybe have our little say about all of that, but we can stop the waste. And 8% emissions come from food waste, whereas all the airline industry, the whole airline industry is only 3.5%.
Oh, gosh, we've been focused on the wrong thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And again, we can't stop the airlines, unless we have a pandemic.
Or 2020. Yes. And that's interesting because all of 2020, that was impacted, but what were we doing to impact our bit?
Well, hopefully, as we had talked a lot about during 2020, was that people were cooking a lot more. So hopefully,
sourdough bread.
So maybe they were looking in their cupboards more rather than going to, and look, for a while there was no flour and there were things missing on the supermarket shelf. So hopefully people were then digging into their reserves and actually saying, I can make this with a cabbage and this and that and whatever. So, but 1 out of 4 or 1 out of 5, I think it's 1 out of 4 bags of groceries that come into our house on average get wasted.
Yes. I'm trying to remember that stat too, but yes. What just stands out for me is in an average shopping trip, you could actually be wasting a whole bag of shopping, which really upsets me. Which should upset all of us, really.
It should, yeah. And not only is it the waste and the emissions, but it's the finances.
Yes. Yeah.
I know Anne Marie was, and this was in America, but she was saying $1,500 American dollars per year is wasted in food, wasting food.
I've always had a thing, and in fact, I've had to really deal with myself because at times I've got cranky with my kids over waste. Like I'll serve them something up and they won't eat it. It really bothers me. And I try and have fruit in the house, but then the fruit will sit and go off, and then I think, okay, well, I need to make sure I cut it up and serve it up.
Yes.
Because otherwise nobody will eat it. But then I keep constantly being told that by my kids that they like grapes, so I buy grapes, and then I just threw out a whole heap of grapes again the other day. Hate it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a difficult thing.
But I will say.
Yes. You look like you've been very noble.
I gave it to the worms. I would, because I in the compost.
Yes,
I don't throw it in the bin.
Yes, exactly.
But as Anne Marie said, can't remember exactly her words, but that's better than the bin, but it's still not the be all and end all.
That's right. Yeah. Reduce, reuse, recycle. That's the last bit of the thing. And absolutely better to do that than in the bin because we've just found out it's 84 times worse than methane than carbon dioxide. So,
but my daughter did say to me, "Oh, frozen grapes are the best," and so I kept saying, "There's the grapes. Do you want to freeze them? There's the grapes. You want to freeze?" Apparently, that was my job. And so
that was just a command.
Yes.
Kind of.
So I actually in the throwing out of the grapes, I salvaged some and put them in the freezer in a Ziploc bag, which is again potential future waste.
Yes.
Hello.
yes. We need more of those. But look, I guess some things you can use that again and again and again and again and again.
Yes.
And I certainly any of those. My mum is an avid plastic Ziploc bag person.
Yes.
She gives us anything in Ziploc bags. I think, okay, so I've just got a stash of them to use for other things for whenever. Because, I've given up trying to stop that.
But do you wash the bag and then dry it out? And
if it's going to go for food, but I might put other things in it. I can't think right now what. But she'll put a paper article in the plastic Ziploc bag. Yeah, for me to either read or for someone else to read. So depends.
Well, I suppose I could have put the grapes into a small reusable container and put that in the freezer.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, something you've thought of?
Oh yes.
Because the other thing is about the food, which I mean, as soon as I read it, I thought, of course, is that the grocery stores and the farmers they get rid of the imperfect fruit and food. And that's a huge thing. So there are some companies now who are taking that imperfect fruit, and of course we're all about being better, not perfect. And these companies made 1.5 million meals last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, out of the imperfect food.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
well, when the fig one of the figs that the bird had pecked at on one side, I picked the fruit and cut the half off and had the other half. So there you go.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, there's ways we can do this. And I love this quote. Waste is a failure of the imagination. Now, I saw that that it was actually said that Dan the Man, which is an organisation in Sydney that are all about their waste.
Not our premier.
Chef. No. They're a business who cooks food. What's it called? Catering. They do catering.
Yes.
Waste free catering. But apparently it was a gentleman called Douglas McMaster who founded an organisation called Silo who said it. But he's also from Australia, and he's got he did have two restaurants, one in Sydney and one in Melbourne, which are also waste-free restaurants.
I don't think it's that hard, is it? It's really just having a focus.
Imagination.
Yeah.
Thinking outside the dots, outside the box. Yeah. So and now, because we discovered them, so they're actually a B Corp, caterers. And so one of the people in the organisation is actually coming to chat with us.
Oh, soon?
Soon, in about 4 weeks, I think. I can't remember exactly when.
Oh, Marcia has texted me.
Oh,
just tell me. Thanks, Marcia. Oh, where's it gone? You can buy the silicone reusable bags. Yes.
Well, thank you, and hello. Hi, Marcia. And we're talking about B Corps.
Yes.
Marcia is part of a B Corp organisation too. So, yes, we'll find out more about Dan the Man, which is the name of their organisation or their catering firm. Yes. So the other things that, going back to Anne Marie, she said, which again, it's non-partisan, a bit like everyone agrees we should cut out food waste. I mean, there's nobody, if you go, excuse me, do you think we should cut out food waste? I go, oh, no. Keep that food waste going. So, yeah. And then she gave us, I think, again, the best tip. Go shopping in your fridge and cupboard before you go shopping out. And again, it's been, you've talked about how you were brought up and the things that you were told. And, we've all got our histories, and often we go, well, why do you buy that laundry pad? Oh, because my mum did and my grandmother did. It's the same thing. You're supposed to write a list of the things that you need and then And then, so then you go shopping and you get the stuff for the list for the recipe rather than, what have I got in the fridge? How can I put it together? Now, personally, that scares me a lot, a lot, because I am not a natural chef. So for somebody to say, just grab the stuff out of the fridge and find something to do with it, I feel I need lessons.
So many years ago in another lifetime, when I was sharing a house with a couple of ladies and all our children.
Yep.
So we were all sharing together with our kids at the time, and we decided we were sick of cooking. I've told you this.
You have.
Yes.
You have.
But yes, but we decided to hire some chefs or a chef, and then we got sick of their cooking because it's funny, isn't it? And so then we decided we'd hire like a few chefs, few different chefs. And
Good idea.
Yes, of course.
Variety.
And we could, because there was three incomes going into this, we could do it. And then we hired this Chinese lady and then of course the problem was somebody had to shop for the food for the people to cook. It's like, now there's another job that we don't want. Now we need a personal shopper.
Yes.
Anyway.
Really, you just needed 3 lounges out the back, with your cocktails, and everybody else do the cleaning, the washing, the ironing.
That's right. That's what we would say. Full-time housekeeper, full-time Alice. Anyway, yes. So, but this Chinese lady literally one night made a meal out of a cabbage, and it was delicious. So, yes. That
would be good to be able to be like that. But I do think I can do Zero Waste 101, which is a soup. That's what she said. Start with a soup because that you can chuck anything in the soup pretty much.
Yes.
So I thought, okay, I can do that.
My kids won't eat soup anymore because they're very sick of it because that was always my game plan.
Zero Waste 101.
Yes. So eventually they'll come around. I'm sure they'll come around one day and say, Mum, you were just brilliant with your commitment to the environment. Yes, but right now it's, no, Mum, you're very boring.
Well, and the other thing is that they're not seeing the impact as much as you are because you're the one paying for it.
Yes.
And you're the one who probably throws it out. There's not a lot of thought there yet.
No.
And once they're out on their own, I can see my lot, they don't waste food, a lot of food in their own places because it costs.
Yes. So eventually we all turn into our parents.
Yes. Well, let's hope they all turn out just like me. Except they can stay men.
Okay, good.
Oh, dear. And the other thing she said is, because we asked her this, refusing a plastic straw is the start of the journey. And you think, well, why is refusing a straw going to mean that you become zero waste? Because then you start thinking about other things. Like Natalie Isaac said about her energy. Same thing.
Well, and this is what I say about picking up rubbish. If you're picking it up, then you start to think about not causing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I totally get it.
So hashtag let's do it 321.
Yes. Just like the two natural ladies.
You've been listening to the Two Natural Ladies podcast. Visit twonaturalladies.com.au for more information. Thanks for joining us.